Hi everyone, got a good one for you today. I'm going to be working on a Craftsman that has a 22 horse Briggs & Intech. I'm pretty sure this engine's been overheated. It's leaking oil out of the valve covers, and it seems like around where the head gaskets are. So what we're going to do, I went and purchased a basic rebuild kit, which is seals, gaskets, and rings. We're going to tear it down, put new rings in it, hone cylinders, just kind of freshen it up a little bit, because I plan on flipping this and try to sell this mower. So, all right, let's get into it. Welcome to HP Small Engine. So anyways, here's the tractor. My Craftsman Special Edition I've had for a while. It has an Intech 22 horse. Now if you look down here, it's wet. Oil. Lots of oil. See the oil build up and everything in there and all that. I can guarantee if I pull this shroud off that there's a mouse nest or something in there that's prevented airflow, which in return has caused the engine to overheat, and the gaskets on the valve covers, and I've even seen the head gaskets blow, because the way these head gaskets are, they have your normal head gasket, around the piston, and then it goes around here. Let me find them and I'll show you. So anyways, there's where your cylinder is, and just, you got your 5 bolts. Anyways, the push rods run through here. They'll fail in this area and leak, and it leaks and it just looks terrible, oil everywhere and such, okay? Which goes back to the fact of this thing is an absolute oil mess. Oil everywhere. This runs fine, but it could run better, and it won't leak any oil when I'm done with it. Hopefully. No, it won't. But the biggest issue is maintenance. I've said it 100 times. You gotta maintenance your stuff. Because if you don't maintenance your stuff, then you'll have issues like this. Like, for example, let me backtrack. This is a separate ordeal. Look at the buildup of junk on this mowing deck. And the way this is, it's cable. As you can see, here's the cable, runs down, goes in, and there's a bunch of springs and stuff in there and pivot points that cannot be bound up or else it won't engage the deck. And I've had to fix a few of those because people just mow the lawns, leave stuff like this, and here we are. So the first thing we're going to do with this thing is pull it over there in the yard. We're going to power wash it off, and then we're going to end up pulling the engine out of this, which won't be that hard. I'll walk through how to pull the engine out of this, they're basically all the same. And we will tear this down. We're going to rebuild it, put new rings and everything in it, and I'll explain as I go along why I'm going as far as I am. But let's get to it and get this thing cleaned up so we can start working on it. Here, all cleaned off. Looks a little bit better. Not quite as much oil now. There's still oil underneath the frame. I mean, I missed a couple spots, but when I get the engine pulled out, then I'll get the rest of the frame taken care of. That way I don't flip this thing over with the engine in it because it's heavy. If you were ever curious, if you're ever working on any of these, right here, get your hand in there, sorry. That is engine model number. whenever I order parts, I always go off this 6-digit number. This one's 441777. So when I ordered the gasket kit, here, where'd I put it? Over here. This is the gasket kit for that engine, which it could be mostly all the same. I'm not 100% sure, but I like matching numbers to make sure stuff's correct because I don't want to mess up and get the wrong thing. So, all right, let's get the hood off. Let's get this engine out, start tearing it down, and go from there. Well, I had a slight technical difficulty. I recorded about 20 minutes of me tearing this engine apart, and then realized that I dropped a bolt. Bend over to pick it up and unplug my microphone. So you can't hear crap besides the whole time. So I'll just show you the progress I've made and show you what I'm going to be doing now. Alright, so the puller is on and such and stuff. I gotta get a 3/4. Here it is. Alright, let's see what we can do. Okay. Yeah. Gotta hold you still. You stay there. Nope, I don't want to bend that. What can I do to hold that still? It's just listen. Alright. Let me grab a thingy majigger to hold that from wanting to turn. Probably just use a flat screwdriver, that would make sense. I can just set it right there. Like show you. Ah, it didn't work. Rude. Maybe right there. Ah. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, now we got tension. So if this works, hopefully the way I'm hoping it will, I just hit this once. There it is. Now, the reason why I put a little tap on that versus hitting the flywheel, years ago, my dad was trying to take off a set of hubs off an old John Deere tractor. And instead of hitting the hub, he was hitting the axle shaft. And I asked him why. Well, when you shock the internal metal, like, you know, the shaft instead of the flywheel, the vibration will cause the flywheel to release. Apparently I need to make sure I pull it off with that though. Of course I didn't do it right. Don't yell at me. There we go. Flywheel's off. And the key must be stuck in there. Yep, there it is. Okay. Don't lose your key. Let me grab a magnetic thingy. There. The key is apparently aluminum. Okay, flywheel's off. That seal doesn't look terrible, but I'm still changing it anyways. This is your charging coils. I'm trying to see where the wire runs from right there. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish pulling off the shrouds. I don't know the exact order I got to pull them off in, but I'll figure that out in a minute. These will come out. I'll just pull these bolts out anyways. But what I'm going to do is I'll pull the carburetor off, pull the carb off, pull the shrouds off, loosen this up, pull this shroud off so I can get this out of the way. I don't have to take this off, but I'm going to do it anyways just because I want to get it all out of the way. So let's start with grabbing this. And where did I put it? Over here. We'll pop off the fuel pump, which is also 3/8 bolts. Then you got to pull the hose out for the. You got to pull. Okay. Put you guys right back. Hi, mister. You want to watch Daddy do this? Come on. All right. All right, mister, we got to pull this one out. Haha. Hi, wifey. There's some more underneath somewhere we got to find. Look at the oil that come out of this thing already. Gross. You stay there. Ah, there it is. And of course it's smaller. Isn't that gross? Oh.
You want me to take them or is it go?
He'll be good for a minute. Once I get this done, I'll set him down. Alright. And I dropped that bolt. Did you see which way it went? Oh, there it is. It's right there. See? Got it. Set this shroud over here. And then this bolt's missing. Perfect. So we'll switch back. Oh, we're leaking oil right out the carb. Whatever. And I cleaned it anyways. Oh, maybe on the depth stick. That's off. That's off. That's got to come off. 3/8. Really. Oh, somebody put that in the wrong spot. So somebody's been in this once already. That's probably why it doesn't have a mouse nest, because somebody already tried to clean it and realized that they failed. They were too late. All right, bub, I gotta clean my mess up. We'll get this cleaned up and go from there. Okay, I got my mess under control. So now what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna pop the, oh shoot, why'd you forget that? Pop the fuel line off. Remember, like I said, if they've been on a while, just grab a hold of it and do a little bit of this, and then usually you can just pop it right off. Fuel pump. 4 bolts hold this on. So what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna grab my air wand, because this thing is a mess. Because you know, I power washed everything but the part I need to worry about. Now the whole thing is. All right. Oops. Okay, time. All right. The way I usually do these are hex head or Torx on the inside. I'll just take a Torx bit and pop those off. Let me move you guys over. Sorry about that. Here. Now, I don't remember what size it is, but I'm going to guess it's this one, which is a T30. I'm right? All right, so all that's off. I just need to pop this out. Whoops. That sucker's snug. Put you there. Put you there. Okay. This one. And this one's a little bit at a weird angle, but you can still manage to get it usually. Just not happy about it. All right, those are out. Then you just got to get your governor linkage off, which is just got to get your governor. There it is. Here's the carburetor. We'll be cleaning that later. For now, add to the pile. Oh my Lanta, look at that poor machining. Ugh. All right, so let's see, that's the ground. This is for your fuel shutoff solenoid magnet thing. I'm gonna take those shrouds off. Do I need to take those shrouds off? Yep, we're gonna do it anyways. So those also look like 5/16. I just want to take everything off, just get it done. 1, Whoops. Well, as you see, the heads are off. Intake's off. All that fun stuff's off. I really need to start paying attention to what's going on, apparently. But anywho's, one thing I was pointing out that I know you guys didn't hear. Briggs & Stratton on their V-twins here, even on their some of their singles, which I've said before, they have the aluminum push rod and the steel push rod. This is your intake, this is your exhaust side. Well, the deal is, this gets packed full of crap, gets hot, and then there's times aluminum can't really take the heat as well as steel when it's, you know, being forced to shove something open. So what it ends up doing is bending, and when it bends, your valves don't open. When your valves don't open, it doesn't run anymore. And I've replaced multiple push rods from those. I've just put the steel and the aluminum are the same length. I've got a whole bin up on the shelf over here full of just Intech push rods for just in case purposes. But I guess what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull the bolts off of the crank cover. I think that's what they call this. I got to pull that out. I'm not worried about that right now. I'm going to pull this off first. I just want to see what's going on here, because I've never seen that cover. Usually it's just the whole the whole deal. Here, I'll lean you back forward. So let's pull this off first. Where did I put it? I think that's 5/16. Yes, it is. So we'll just pop that off real quick, just see what's underneath here. All right, set there. Yeah, it's a little dirty here, but when I start doing the reassembly, it'll be a lot better. Okay, that's an oil pump. That's what that is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll put this right back on. It didn't hurt again. It didn't hurt the sealer or anything. Before I do that, if you see, it's amazing what basic. I don't know if you can. Let me zoom in a little bit. See if I can get a better view of this here. Oh, that's what the oil pump looks like. This being a vertical shaft engine, that's obviously the lowest point. But yeah, this just literally spins around. I don't know if it'll do it. Yep. And that's how it pumps the oil. It's just got a 4 with a 5, and as it spins around, takes the oil, pressurizes it, and shoots it to the next area. Isn't that cool? You can see a little bit of scratches. Oh, sorry. Scratching right there. But there's no distinctive wear, so it's fine. I wouldn't worry about it. Well, let me put this back on so I don't get it dirty. My dad's probably yelling at me, I told you that was the oil pump. It's okay. That's why I record this stuff, Dad, so you can't yell at me in person. You will later, it's fine. Anywho's, I will say, I think it's kind of funny. I just got off the phone talking to my dad a little bit, and we were talking about the hot rod project, the burnout tractor project and stuff, and he hasn't really been into doing projects since our tractor pulling days. Well, ever since he's watched me start building that, he's been getting a little antsy to wanting to do something. So we are going to, one of these days, go check out our local snowmobile salvage area. He wants to see if he come up with any ideas for something he wants to do. I guess. I guess his son can't be the only one building something cool. He's got to do it too. He also mentioned something about possibly drag racing, or building something to drag race mine, which would be cool. But for right now, that's just, just a talk. But if we end up doing something like that, you guys will know. Of course, because, that would just be way too much fun. You build a burnout tractor to do what? Everything. All right. Oh, and these are all 1/2-inch headed bolts. So they're set right. Man, the magnet works wonderful in that. All right. I do not have the torque specs for any of this stuff yet, but I will get that before I reassemble. So here's the deal. There's that. You stay. Put a bolt there. Listen. Okay. Most of the time I got to tap these off, so we're just gonna. I don't want to use a brass hammer. Not that it would hurt it much, but I'd rather just use a rubber one. Just to tap, tap, tap through. Wrong drawer. There it is. Oh, excuse me. Would you stop burping? People are trying to watch this. Okay. I hear separation. Okay. I see separation. Yay. There it is. There's the rest of the oil. I figured it was coming soon. I'm not complaining about getting oil on this tabletop because, you know, it just helps the wood last a little longer, you know, even though it's never going outside. That's fine. All right, let's pull this off. There we go. There's the inside of her. Gasket's junk. That's fine. I have a brand new one. That was the plan. All right. Governor looks all right. I don't know how a governor would be bad, but there it is. Set this over here. Okay. Now let's get this oil mess cleaned up, and I'll get the rest of the oil out. Then we will pull some rods and pistons out of this thing. Okay, the gasket, I took all the old gasket off. Now we should be able to pull the cam out. Like so, and the tappets will probably just fall. Oh. Cam looks pretty good. Pull that out. Pull that out. Pull that out. And pull that out. Okay. I'm going to put all this over by the head. Over here. Move out of the way. Everything looks good there. So now let's rotate the engine here till we're down. Yeah. I'm going to pull the rod caps off. And I believe those are 5/16. I'm probably wrong, but I'm just gonna hope I'm not. Listen, you dirty little booger. Where'd I put my can of stuff at? Right there. All right. Get that crap out of there. All right, let's just double check to make sure we're right. 100% wrong. That's metric. At least it feels metric. I don't want to put the wrong size on there. All right. It's on off. Hurt. No tippy tappy. No tippy tappy. Oh, that sucker's snug. Holy crap. There's that one. Ah, my goodness. I don't think my Kawasaki was this tight. Ah, there it is. Jeez, oh Pete. Here, that's loose. That's loose. Pull these off. Get this out of the way, and then grab the other one. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys can see. Cylinder 1, cylinder 2. I'm assuming that's also firing order. That'd make the most sense, 1 and 2. Yeah. Alright. Get. Okay. So I'm assuming these are the same. I think these are the same as my Kawasaki. There shouldn't be any bearings in here. It's just rod right on the old thingamajigger. Yep, no bearings. That looks pretty good. Let's see if you can see in that there. Focus. Doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's aluminum on steel. I expect a little bit of scuffage, even though it's smooth surfaces, but still, it should be fine. Let's rotate you to push you out. Just turn that a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Oh, it's even labeled 2 on this too. So, see, 1, 2. That's cool. I didn't know that. That way you know which direction you're going when you're putting them in. They definitely idiot-proof these. I'll still find a way to screw it up though, I guarantee it. I hope not. Alright, put this over here. And then we'll loosen this one up, pop it off, and I actually want to check the rings on this one. Just to see if they are been heated too much and screwed up. My goodness. Did I break my ratchet? Nope, okay. I just didn't want to ratchet for a minute. Alright. And then her. Oh my goodness. Well, that's never going to rust. Yep. You know, I've always been afraid, I'll say that, I've always been afraid to tear these apart because I'm like, man, I don't know how anything works. I don't know what's supposed to go where. But it's always nice having somebody, whoever that might be, to give you some confidence and be like, yeah, this is very easy. Check this out. Just like with my dad with my grandpa's engine. I'm like, pfft. All it is torque specs and sequence. Literally the best way to put it. You got to put it in a certain way and torque it to a certain amount. And obviously inspect your parts in between. But my goodness, you long-winded son of a biscuit. Thank you. And we'll pop the cap off. Here we go. Cap is out. Rotate that to push it out. There. And we'll just do this a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. And there it is. Rod number 2. Technically number 1. Second one I took out. First one it goes in. Alright, let's pop a ring off. I just want to see if this. Yeah, okay, that still wasn't too bad, but it bent pretty good. Yeah, see how fragile these are when they're in good shape? I don't know if this was rebuilt recently or not, but whoever did it, unfortunately didn't do the greatest of jobs, but it is what it is. Some people do stuff. I mean, I know I'm not perfect, so I'm not picking on anybody. I promise. Absolutely not picking on anybody. Okay, we're gonna double check that. That should go on like so. Is that how that goes? I hope so. I think it's either way. Rod caps, yeah. Okay, well, let me think. I don't think I need to do anything else. That crank should slide right out. There's nothing on the back side, so let's see if we can pull it out, huh? Yep, that's that. That was it. Yeah, see? Your oil travels through the crank, and you'll see where each rod rides on. This thing is heavy. That comes off really easy. Go back. This thing's pretty good shape. That looks really good. Bearing looks really good. That's not supposed to be there. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Cam bearings look, well, where it rides. I don't think there's a bearing in there, but this is your governor. If nobody knew, this is what the governor rides on. When this goes up to a certain speed, see how it goes out? Yeah. So if you wanted the horsepower, you just go, bye, and then that sucker will rev to the moon. But Dad's Vanguard, that's how he did that when he put the hop-up cam, and he just went, and then it, you know, seen 8,500 RPM, and then it didn't. Whoops. Anywho's, let's take a look at these cylinders here. Oh, cut my finger. Oh, yep, right there. Where's my prop? Here's my prop. I'm not bleeding, am I? Nope, good. Here. Ah. Anywho's, stop looking at your finger, you big Nancy. Thanks. Listen, I just want you to stay in one spot, Dad. No, you, okay. Let me grab a flashy light so we can see in there. Where did you move everything okay. Let me bring you guys in closer. We'll take a look at this. Actually, I think I can use the flashlight on this. Okay, here we go. See the crosshatch in that? That already looks really good. Here, let me try to hit some brake clean on there. This thing is zoomed in. My Atlanta. Sorry about that, everyone. Get some oil off of there. Is my light on? Nope. Now it is. Here we go. Now if you see the crosshatching in there? That looks pretty fresh. I don't feel it, which I mean I shouldn't, but this was the same as my grandpa's. Like, see how much is in there? That's how it looked with 850 hours on it. So it was running good. Didn't have any issues with that, but we're still going to touch it with a hone so we can break the new rings in. But for now, I've got quite a mess going on here. Whoops. I need to clean that block a little bit better. I need to clean these heads up a little bit. So I'm going to take my time and do that. And I'm probably going to call the night, and then tomorrow come back into it, and we'll put this back together and put it back in the tractor. So what seems like half a second for you, it should be about 12 hours for me. All right, we'll see you guys in the morning. All right. Next day, got all my gaskets laid out. Oh yeah. New seals, gaskets. This is for your, well, I'll show you what that's for. Carburetor, look at that. Restrictor plate. Oh, NASCAR stuff. O-rings, and then your, valve covers and such. Just figured I'd lay out this section's for one head, this section's for the other head and such. But, and then your main gasket for your crank cover. All right, it's all clean. Look how shiny that is. Took it outside and power washed it. Yep. Before anyone panics, I use brake clean after I power wash, so it takes the moisture right out of it. But anyways, I ended up pulling this off. I wasn't gonna, but I did just because I have a new gasket. I will pull it off and take a look. But if you see in there, that's for your crankcase pressure. You got a little piece of steel wool shoved in there, pretty much as a filter. And you got a little diaphragm in there. See, let me see if I can get it to move. Yeah, see that? Anytime it builds pressure, it just pushes that open, which happens all the time. And then that gets sucked in your intake, and there it is. So, okay, let's start with putting the new seals in. I'll put this back on with the new gasket, just get that out of the way. And then I think I got to pull the, I was contemplating what I wanted to do with the governor, because I'm pretty sure these seals right here are for the governor. And that wasn't leaking. I don't really feel like pulling it out because I don't really want to have it not leak, and then for some stupid reason I put it together and it leaks. So we're not going to play that. We'll just let that go. But I am going to put a new O-ring in this since I did pull the cover off of this. I want to make sure I get all the water out of it. Apparently my oil filter decided to leak oil this time. Whoops. But yep, I'll get you guys set back up and we'll start putting seals on this thing. All right, here's the new gasket for this. It feels the same thickness and everything. This one was fine, but it's right here. It's not going to hurt. And it'll help me if this leaks. After what I just said about the governor arm, I'm going to smack myself. All right, get that, make sure all the brake clean's out of there. We'll set that on there like so. Make sure it's lined up. And then in that hole, in that hole. These are all, I think they're standard. I use 3/8 on these, they felt snug, so these are also 3/8 headed bolts. I'm sure there's a torque spec to these, but this is what my torque spec is going to be. Just tap it down. Doesn't need to be super snug, like, nah, but seals. Now, for all my seals and such, I have this Maddox bearing race and seal driver set. This is really good for making sure your stuff goes in straight. When you go to put a seal in, always take your old seal, compare with the new one. Make sure the sizes are the same. This guy, and also make sure that on your block where it sits in, there's no burrs or anything. There shouldn't be, but you never know. Anyways, let's set this one in here, okay? That already wants to fit in there, nice. We'll set this on top like so and just love tap. You don't need to hit it hard at all. Okay, it's a little bit off this way. We'll hit it over here a little bit. All right. I probably could use the size bigger. Let me double check. Nope, that wouldn't have fit. Okay. Let's just make sure it's all even. Feels good, looks good, tastes good. I hope not. All right, that looks all right. Just make a quick peek. Oh, that side still looks like it can go down a little bit. Let's tap this a little bit more. There it is. Love tap. Ah! Perfect. Okay, that looks good around there. Looks even. That's what we want. All right, now for the next one. You move out the way. Set the block over here. Stay. Bring this messy son of a gun back. Okay. Get. Okay. Do a quick spray on this. All right. Feels pretty good. I might hit this with a deburr just real quick. Oops. There. Make sure I get all the aluminum out of there. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna grab the new seal. I've already checked to make sure the sizes are the same. Set this in here. Make sure it feels good. Feels nice and snug. Let me double check what size I need. That's pretty close. That's way too big. Maybe we'll do this anyways, just to get it flush. All right. Put that on there. Put that on there. All right. Here's that. Set that on there and we'll tap her down. Make sure it's still going in good. Yep, so far so good. Still going in good. Yep, so far so good. All right. Feels pretty good. I don't know if I need to go in too far. I don't remember. I need to pay more attention to when I take them out. So that's that. That feels all right. Let's tap it in a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. That's in there. I don't think I want to hit it down any farther than that. Go to your home. What would you okay. So that's done. I'm going to pull the cover back off the oil pump. I'm going to make sure all the water's out of it. And because, you know, I did power wash it. That's the one thing I didn't pull the cover off of yet. And then I'll put the new O-ring in it and put that back together. And I believe that was a 5/16. What size are you? 5/16, perfect. 1, 2, 6. Okay, pop you back off. And clean the surface off a little bit. just to make sure. Clean the surface off of this a little bit. Okay, where'd my air hose go? It's over there. Yeah. Got it. Nice and easy, whoosh. All right, now I just gotta figure out what size O-ring goes in there. That one, okay. Now I gotta go open this. I don't wanna tear it open because stuff will scatter everywhere, because that's my luck. Here, come here, razor knife. There you are. All right, there's that. And I believe it was this one. Let's see. Let's see, yep. Look at that. It's like it was made for it. Weird. All right, clock you. Put you back in there, you back on there. If you guys happen to watch my vacation trip I did, the ATV Honda there that I put the carburetor back on, when I pulled the bowl off of it, the O-ring was no longer a ring, it was flat and it was bad. The O-ring from this was actually flat a little bit, so I'm kind of glad I checked on that. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to worry about this because it's not leaking. I don't want to tinker with it. It'll be fine. I need to get my oil, my lanta. Okay, let me put you over there. Just stay over there. Over there. Okay. Let's clean these up, get some new ones. Yeah. I think next step, do a little honing of the cylinders. But before I do that, I want to make sure all my other parts are correct. So let's set this back over here. And where'd my little prop go? We are going to grab the. Listen, you just stay. Do as you're told. Do as you're told. Okay. I'm gonna grab my rings. We're gonna see what they're gapped at and see if we have to do any filing on them or not. Now, if anybody watched my Kawasaki rebuild for my Massey, I'm gonna do the same thing I did there. I took the rings off of this piston, turn it upside down. I'm gonna push it in just a little bit. Just want to make sure that this ring is as straight as it can be in the cylinder. Is it perfect? No, that's fine. It's close enough. Now I need to check the ring gap, which happens to be over here on this side. Out of your guys' view, of course. I didn't mean to do it that way, but it is what it is. And I'm gonna just see what we have and double check the tolerances we're allowed, which I believe I want to get it close to 5 anyway. So here's a 5. 5 fits. Perfect. So now let me try a 6. Just to see. Six is snug. Very snug. So they're set to 6 thousandths already, and I'm not even going to mess with that. That's perfect. Good deal. I think you want between 5 and 8, something like that. I set my Kawasaki to 5, and that sucker runs a lot better than what it did. Yep, that's a good 6. That's fine by me. So now, I'm going to go grab the hone and somehow keep this engine block from moving around on me. But I'll grab the hone both cylinders real quick and start putting the pistons and such back in. Alright, well I got one side honed, just wanted to check, see how things were working, if everything was set right. Everything seemed to be good, so we'll do this side with you guys. Just nice and easy. Don't want to go too overkill. I don't need to do much, just got to scuff it up enough to where the rings will break in. I'm going to take this off the drill real quick so I don't lose it. You go back over there. You somewhere, sit somewhere, right there. Looks good, okay. I'm going to hit her with some brake clean, get her cleaned out. If you haven't noticed by now, I like my brake clean. It works good. It takes everything out you need it to. It doesn't matter what brand I use, everything works fine. You just want to make sure you use the stuff that'll blow your house up if you have too much of it at once by a fire. All right, dump all this stuff out. Sorry, let me get this clean real quick. Let me get all the excess out of the block. All right, there we go. Now I'll use the rest of the can up. Okay, gone. Bye. All right, dump that out. Okay. Clean on the inside. Cylinders, you can feel a little bit of scuffing. That's what I wanted. Now, you're just gonna sit right there, I suppose. Stay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'll put the crank back in, and then we'll put the new rings on the pistons, which I'll actually, I think last time I forgot to show you guys. I'll show you the tool I use to do that. How to clock them, and then we'll put them in and start reassembly all the way. Okay, now before we get started, I do want to show the top of this piston. You have, which way, okay, that's showing its standard bore. There's your part number and such. And you have the arrow. I need to double check, but I'm 99.9% sure the arrow needs to point to the flywheel, which will be that side, because this is your output shaft. So that says number 1. Nope. That says number 2. Okay, so that's got to go that way. But that goes that way. That way. Nope, I lied to you. No, that's right. Listen, I might not know what I'm talking about, but at least I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, cylinder number 1, pointing there. Boom. Okay, so I was correct. That's cylinder number 1, and then this one over here is obviously cylinder number 2. So since I have it facing this way, I'm going to pop these rings off. And I forgot my ring tool. Anyways, yeah, look how dirty these pistons were. I'm gonna get this one cleaned up real quick before we get too far. You go there. I just want to keep the old rings away from the new ones. And then you go there. And before the video's over, I'll give you like a price check of everything I've purchased. How much everything was, tractor-wise and everything, and what I'm gonna probably try to sell the tractor for. Just to get a visual of how much things cost and doing it yourself, how much money you can make doing stuff like this. If you're wanting to do some flipping and stuff on the side, just knowing how to do this yourself. You make a lot more money and you can set the prices how you want, depending on how much you want to do and such. And obviously you don't want to go too cheap, because you know, if you start doing small engine work for other people, which I'm not going to do very often, but if you start doing that kind of stuff, then it's all about customer satisfaction. As for me, I want to fix something, send it down the road, and find the next one, and someone else can enjoy the used mower they bought from me. That's not going to clean up as good as I want it. I'm dropping stuff. What's going on? Okay, no big deal. Yeah. Anywho's, there's that. Why didn't you clean the outside of the piston, you schmuck? Okay. Quick wipe down. Yeah, this is probably boring, sorry, but you know, sometimes it's nice to have the reality of things in the videos. Okay, that's clean enough for the women we date. All right. Let me go grab my ring spreader tool. This is the coolest, cheapest thing in the world. I got this off Amazon for, I want to say like $5. But before we get that far, I am going to, let's see, there's that ring. There should be 2 rings here. Yep. 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 All right, y'all got separation anxiety or something? Come on, there we go. So first things first, these rings are very pliable, so I'm not gonna worry too much about these ones. It's the top 2 of the compression rings I'm worried about. Okay, that one's in. This is your oil ring. You can tell it's the oil ring because you got 2 thin ones and you got this. This traps the oil inside for lubrication on the cylinders and, you know, a smoother ride for the piston up and down the cylinder. Let's get this, get in the hole. Alright. Sometimes you're stubborn, or maybe it's just the special guy trying to put them back in. Listen, you. I'm not here to argue. You do as you're told. Listen, I just want you to work for me. Man, this thing's being a pain in my butt. All right, pull you back. Oh, that's why. You got it all messed up. Okay, let's try that again. Come on. All right. Get that sitting down. Offset just a little bit. Won't you fit? There you go. Get in there. Why are you being such a butt? Now. Don't tell me this is the wrong size. It shouldn't be. I think what I did last time was let me pull these back out. I put this in first, and then I put the other rings around it, which makes more sense because this is more of a stubborn one to put in there. Yeah, see? That popped in way easier. Just make sure you keep there. Because you want to overlap them a little bit. Sorry if I'm doing bad on the camera. I apologize, but okay. There's that one. Now we're going to bring this one up from the bottom because I don't want to mess around with it up top. Yeah. You go in like that. Okay. And then, yep, that worked way better. I remember how to do it now. Listen, there's sometimes it's been a minute. I don't remember how some of my issues go through without, or deal with the problems until I'm doing them again. That's what I meant. Right, there's that. Make sure it's in the hole. It's in the hole, see? Okay. So when doing these, better off putting the center ring in there and then do the other ones top and bottom. After that, everything slides right in. Okay, now to the main course. These rings, like you saw from the ones I took out, are very fragile. You do not want to break these. You break one of these, you're done for the day. If you take a look, just make sure everything looks good, okay? You literally put the ring right here. You just set it right there. See, there's a, let me get over here and show you guys. You set the ring right in there. See how it's V'd? And then when you, it spreads it apart. And it holds it. It's so fancy. Physics is something cool, I'll tell you what. Spread it far enough apart to get it in there. And then you get it in there. And that's it. See how easy that was? Instead of trying to do it by hand, just do it that way. Now, I want to make sure I clock these correctly, which you just have to make sure that you want them, I don't remember what degrees they said, but like you got one here, one over here. And then you just want to make sure that they're not lined up. You want them all offset. I'll make sure the oil rings are also not lined up. Okay, they're not. All right, doing the same thing. Set it in there. Set it up on there. Spread it slowly until you get it where you need it. Boom. In the hole. Okay. Those rings are in the piston. All right, now let me go grab my, pull the rings down in the piston thing, and then we'll shove it into the cylinder. Well, I have both rods and pistons in, and they're not tight. They're just on the crank. I'm getting ready to tighten them up. I had to wait a couple days because I had a slight ordeal happen. This isn't the original piston of this engine anymore. I don't know if I had something set up wrong. The first piston went in fine, but for some reason I could not get the rings to go down correctly, and I did my push and snap. There's a little bit, you can, oh, sorry guys. If you can see on the edge of this cylinder, there's a little bit of a, a machined end, so things will slide in better. Well, it caught right on that and bang! Snap that sucker right there. Luckily enough, somebody just happened to have a whole rod and piston for this engine. So I ordered the whole thing. This was the one that came with the one I bought. I put original rod and wrist pin back in. I didn't want to mess around with that. But let me think. Next step will be I'm going to torque those down. Then we'll put the cam back in. I'm going to do like I did on my Kawasaki. I'll show you how I do those if you guys didn't see that video. But I'll get these torqued down. I'm going to look up the torque specs. Then I'll get the cam put back in. Then I'll get the cover put back on. And then we're going to do something a little different. But when we get there, I'll show you what I'm going to do. Something else I wanted to point out also. See how the rod cap, everything lines up good. These are one direction, because if you put them on the other way, they don't line up. I already got the other ones in. I just forgot. I wanted to point that out. Good thing I happen to have a spare rod here. But yeah. Plus, if you look, this is tapered on. This isn't tapered. This has a big cut in it. This one's tapered on this side. These, if I'm not mistaken, this big grooved one here, this side is what goes on the crankshaft. This side is what touches the other rod. You can tell it because the inside of the rod has a machined surface. Yeah. Okay. Torqued in. Those were torqued to 100 inch-pounds. But since my torque wrench doesn't go to 100, it doesn't show inch-pounds, it's 8.3 repeating foot-pounds. Alright, besides that, now we're going to put the tappets in. And what I usually do is wait for my phone to figure out what it's doing. Okay. I put a little grease on them. That way when you put them in the hole, they just stay there. Just get in there. And they'll just sit right there. That way you can put them in and then put the cam in and not have to worry about messing around with it. Because, you know, everything falling out sounds like a wonderful time. I get to switch hands. Yeah. Alright. Whoops. Okay, now they're all in. Let me turn my light on for you. There we go. They're all in. They're all sitting there. And then, just like a Kawasaki I worked on, you got a dot. And then on this, you also have a dot. You gotta line the dots up. That is a dirty mess. Let me clean this up before I put it in. Okay, the cam is in, and all I did, line the two dots up. I didn't shove it in or hammer it in, just slide it in nice and easy. Had to make sure that lined up. Now we're all good. Now if you notice, you see that on the end there? Alright, where did I put it? It's somewhere over here. Nope. Is it over there? Nope. I'll find it over here. Nope. Anywho's, I'll find it. That is what drives the oil pump. It goes in that hole right there. I took it out and put it in a spot that I wouldn't forget it. How many people do that and then forget it? But I'll find it and I'll show you what it looks like. Found it. That little guy, see that fits on the end of the cam like so. Obviously you don't want it tight. But yeah, that sits right down in there. So now what I need to do is get that back down in there. And then get that cover back on there without dropping everything. That won't be too bad as long as you stand everything up straight and go slow. It'll be just fine. Okay, everything's on and everything lined up the way it should have. Now what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to take this, I'm going to tighten all these bolts up. I'm not going to tighten them to torque spec. I'm just going to get them all even. And then these are supposed to be tightened down to 200 inch-pounds. I'll do the math and figure out what that is in foot-pounds because I have to. But we'll get that done and then I'll tell you what else I'm going to do different. Okay, it's done. Whenever you're doing something spread out like this, I started up top and then started doing a star pattern around and rotate it around, and then when I do everything, I go around in a circle, just tink, make sure it's all good, Now, if you're curious how to transfer or figure out from inch pounds to foot pounds, you literally, it's 200 inch pounds divided by 12. That puts me at 16.6 repeating, so I just went to 17. My goodness, if a little bit more is going to hurt it, I'm sorry. But that's done, that's done, that's done, that's done. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this engine, I'm going to put it back in the tractor, and then I'm going to do the heads. Because I had a hard enough time holding this still to do this cover. I'll put it in there where I have something solid mounted, plus, you know, it'll be lighter to put in. And then I'll put the heads on and get all that set. And then I can just put the accessories and stuff back on and then go from there. But that's the plan. So let's get to it. Alright, back to business. So first thing, as you can see, it's mounted. I've got a new oil filter on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start probably on this side. I'll probably grab this head and start over here, but we'll start on that side. And I'm going to put the head on, torque it down, and put this one on, torque it down, and then I will, before I put the push rods and such in, I'm probably going to end up putting all this back on and putting the flywheel in, just so it's easier for me to rotate. But we'll start with that side. Will I? We will see. I think I got the right one. Nope. Yep. So this head's still a little dirty, but I could not get much. I couldn't get much of that grime off. It's pretty well burned on there. Yeah, let's see. That's the right one. And set that down gently. Got to grab my head gasket, which I left way over here, and then my head bolts. Yeah. Okay, you sit there. Head gasket should sit just like this. Now see these ones, you got your dowel pin right here. And yes, the dowel pin comes out. That looks gross. Anyways. There should be a dowel pin down there, and that's already in the head. See? So we will line that one up down there. Line that one up there, and it should just slide into place. Listen, gotta get lined up first, don't I? You gotta go, you get in the hole. Get in the hole. Okay, there it is. There, it's in place. Now there are 5 head bolts. There's always gonna be one really clean one, because the clean one goes right in here, and I can't reach it. Like I said, the only reason why I'm going to do this way for torquing the heads down is because I don't want to chase the engine all the way across my bench. I haven't come up with a better way to do that yet. That's in the makings. Let me double check my size here. I want to say these were 1/2 inch, but I just want to clarify before I get too excited. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Halfy, yep, okay. I'm going to need to grab an extension. Let me get my tool around, but I'll grab an extension and we'll get this torqued down. Okay, so if the specifications I found, it says that this head, the bolts need to be torqued down to 220 inch pounds. And like I said before, you do the math, you got to divide that by 12, so it turned out to 18.333333. So I just did 18 and a half. We're close to it. So we're gonna nice and easily go a little bit. Okay. You want to do a star pattern, just like doing on a wheel. Okay. I'm gonna go down here. There we're at that. Okay. Okay, not quite. All right. There's that one. Come on. It is the bolt that never... ends. Rude. Of course. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd rather be lucky than good, if I may say so. You've seen the pop just now. I know you're not supposed to reuse head bolts, but you know, sometimes you just luck out a little bit here. See that? So the other one's torqued down. This one broke. I'm just gonna grab another one here and inspect it real quick. This one looks good. That might have had a crack in it. I don't know. I don't have a clue. But I didn't have to pull this head off and drill a hole out, so I'm not going to complain too much. I'm going to go nice and easy with it anyways. Okay, there it's in. Go nice and slow. So I always want to go slow with these things. You don't want to... Okay, that one tripped. Try that one again. All right, we're getting there. That one's good. That feels about the same. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good enough. Yep, okay, so that head's done. I gotta find me a bolt for the other one. But don't ever think, nothing ever goes super smooth. I'm very thankful that stupid thing did that. Focus. There we go. I mean, how lucky can you get on that, man? That's cool. I'm gonna save that for the shelf. All right, I gotta find one more bolt. I'm pretty sure I've got a couple head bolts sitting around here. I'll get the other side done and then we'll start working on flywheel and stuff. All right, now we gotta get the stator back in there. Now, do you guys remember which way this came off? I know it's only been a couple minutes. Been a couple days for me. I gotta try to think. If you can smell it, I'm thinking hard. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, it goes just like this. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. There it is. Right in there. Okay, bolts in. I think these were 1/4 inch. I'm gonna put them in with my impact on not very hard mode. Let me double check, make sure these were 1/4 inch. Where's my impact? Over here. Where did it go? There it is. Yep, 1/4 inch. Okay. Whoop. Put it on don't kill it mode. Okay. Nice and easy. That's all it needs. Alright. As you can see, I have the other head put on. And I ended up running up to the hardware store. I got another bolt. Luckily enough, they had only about 70 of them, so I didn't have to worry about not getting one. That worked out nice. That's still kind of a bummer that one broke, but it's part of the game. Alright, let me think. What else do I need to put on before I put on the flywheel? I think there's supposed to be a shroud that goes on or something. I don't know. It's been like 10 minutes. Yep, this guy. This is a little dirty, but that's okay. Now, did this go up or down? Let's see. Where are those? That went that way. Okay. Take this bolt out. And this bolt out. These are my Torx. Where you? Okay. Set you guys over here. There were 4 bolts. I found the other one the other day. I couldn't remember where it went. Now I remember where it went. Yeah, because this has to go on just like so. Alright, pardon my head. I'm trying to give you guys the best view. Okay, I'll put that on. Grab the other 3. It goes on. I probably should have cleaned this up before I put it on, but that's fine. It's mostly covered anyways. It's not going to affect the performance, I hope. Alright, now for the Torx bit. Where did you put the Torx bit? That would be it. Okay. Where did you put your adapter? Right next to it. Okay. Hard to believe I was actually halfway organized over here. Alright, nice and easy. I'll go a little bit. Hello. Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check here. Let's see. Coils go on afterward. That's none of its concern. That's all external up front. Alright. I did put the key back in, as you can see. Alright, set this on ever so gently. Nope, throw it in there. Out my finger. Beautiful. Set that on. Spin that down a little bit. Now, where did I put the socket? Okay, so I can't remember what they said the torque spec was on that. I'm just trying to remember. I wrote it down somewhere. Let's see, did I have it over here? Nope. Did I have it over there? Nope. So what we're going to do is torque it with this. Okay, good. That should be good. One more hit. Okay. Setting 2 on this is like 100 and a few foot-pounds. I don't quite remember exactly, but oh yeah. Cool. All right, now let me think. That's on, that's on, that's on. Let's see, now it will be time to do the push rods. I just wanted to get that on there so I could do the push rods. So let's bring you back down to the head I broke the bolt on and show you how I do the push rods. All right, so if it's your first time doing push rods, this would be probably a good idea to watch. Like I said, I'm not an expert at this, but I haven't had issues with things running after I've worked on them, so I'm assuming I kind of know what I'm doing. Nope, probably not. Anyways, this nut is 13 millimeter. Get it? Go to your get where you okay. This Torx head is a T30. You want to just crack them loose. That's all we're gonna do. You got to get that on there first, dummy. There we go. Ow! I'm pretty sure I just cut my arm wide open. That's okay. All right. So the first thing you want to do, let me get you guys over here and show you, is you want to get your engine in top dead center. Well, when you have everything off, it's easy to figure out because here's your magnet for firing, so that's really close. But what I do is I'll put a zip tie in there and just kind of rotate it a little bit. See, it's going down. Now let's see if I can push it back. She's tight. Okay, it's coming back. Anywho's, I know this is where I need to be. If the engine, after I break it in a little bit, you'll be able to tell. But yeah, you'll see it go in and out. Well, this is as high as it's going to go. And just to confirm, go back a little bit more. And then we'll just spin it a little bit more. But yep, you always wanted, right where it's firing, it's going to be top dead center. That's close, very close. And if not, I'll fire it up. And if I have to make an adjustment, I'll make an adjustment. No big deal. So anyways, down in there, you got your tappet. And remember, I put grease on them, so I got to push them down a little bit. Push them down a little bit. This one's being a stubborn butt. Go to your home. That should be pretty close. Back you guys all the way back. Yeah, Oh, now you're just not gonna work for me, are you? You're gonna make a liar out of me. There we go. Guess you gotta push your valve down a little bit sometimes. But anywho's, let's get this snug by hand a little bit. So what you want to do is you need to set these, what is the gap between your rocker and the top of your valve, to 5. I think I said you want between 2 and 5 thousandths. So get this other one in the right spot. Yeah, you go right there. There now, okay. Nice thing is these valve springs aren't super strong. I'll say that and find out they are. Okay, so anyways, there's that. And when you want 2 and 5 thousandths, that's top dead center when the gap between there, because right now it's touching. So literally backing that up a little bit is all I got to do. That one feels good. Now the thing is, I've done so many of these, I know it by feel. But I will grab my feeler gauges and show you guys if I can remember where I put them. I'm going to set them to 3 for right now. Where did you put this? There they are. And then after I get it running for a little bit, I'll probably readjust them. All right, let's find, here's your 10. There's that. Okay, I guess this set doesn't go that low. Sorry guys, let me grab my other set of feeler gauges here. Alrighty. 10, 9, 8, 6. I guess we're gonna set them to 6. No, I got thinner than that. Where are they? Get in there. They gotta be stuck together or something here now. Come on. Oh, they're still in there. You gotta get all the feeler gauges out, moron. Alright. Actually, we'll do 4 just because that makes me feel a little bit better. Anywho's, it's in there. Now, if you've never used feeler gauges before, it's actually quite simple. All you gotta do, see how I can't pull them out hardly? That's too tight. I'm gonna turn it back a little bit. So you can see me moving it in and out. I'll just go slow. You'll see it bind up. See how it binds up? Comes back out. That's right on the money. Back out a little bit. There we go. Alright, so what I need to do now, I need to get this, holding this, and then I just tighten this up. Hey. That feels pretty good. See, usually you want them about that loose. You can just, I know it's hard to explain how it feels, but you can hear a little tap and stuff. Okay, let's set the bottom one. We'll do the same. This one's touching, so I got to back it up a little bit. And it's literally that little bit of turn makes a difference. For real. See? Touching, come back just a little bit. Yeah, I like that. We'll put that right there. Always make sure you put your wrench on first, because you know, oops, I just screwed that up. Double check. It still doesn't feel too bad. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit. Don't mind my wrench hanging out. That's too much right there. Perfect. Okay. Hold that still. You gotta turn it the other way. Ah. Alright, that should be good. So, you know, like I said, what I'm going to do is, now that's sitting like that, when, after I start it, let it run for a little bit, I'll shut them back down and pull them back off, just to make sure everything's the way it's supposed to be. So, let me think. Did that and that. Now what I'm going to do is, I got to put my dipstick back in the hole, so I don't get any shrapnel in there. And I'll put the other push rods in, get that situated, and then start putting some shrouding on, and then go to the carburetor. I still got to clean the carb. I think I'm going to do a separate video on that, so you guys will just see the finished product of this. But all right, let's get to it. Now, I thought we were a team, everyone here. My dad's already yelling at me, but why didn't you guys remind me I had to put that in before I put that on? Huh? Sorry, I figured it out. Thanks for the help. All right, got the carb all cleaned up. Intake's still a little dirty, but it's not bad. What I'm gonna do, I did get intake gaskets for it, but the weird thing is, most of these gaskets, or most of these intakes, don't have gaskets. They got these O-rings, but since it came with gaskets, I'm gonna put gaskets on. Why not? Better safe than sorry. I gotta clean these bolts off. These bolts are nasty. Oh my goodness, it's so gross. Got it. So these are 1/4 inch for, where's my 3/8? Here's my 3/8. Alright. I'm just gonna do it like this. I'm gonna hang that on there like that, do it like that. That doesn't fit. Why isn't that? Is that the wrong bolt? Can't be. Ma'am, that's rude. Is that really my, what is going on here? Oh, those are exhaust bolts, you moron. Well, I guess I'll start that video over. Okay, time to put the intake back on. This usually these don't come with gaskets because they have this rubber O-ring in here. But since I have the gaskets, I'm just gonna put them on. That's fine. What's the worst that's gonna happen? It won't work. No, this should be fine. Get it to halfway, stay in there. Stay in there! Actually, before I do all that, just because I know I'm going to regret forgetting, I need to hook my governor arm back up to the throttle. There we go. And just to swing it. Just to swing it. Hey. Hey. Go to your home. This is going to be fun. Uh-huh. That goes in there. Listen. Listen. Let me just get a little bit of stay there stuff. My little bit of where to go. Form a gasket. That's all it's going to do is form it to stay. Just a little dab. Just a little dab. We're just going to add a little bit there, a little bit there, some right there, over there. Line the holes up. Stay. My other one, do the same with my other one. And it fell. Okay, that's fine. Just need to get it up there long enough to, and then watch them both fall. See? Stay. Ish. Line the holes up. The other bolt. Line the hole up. Line the hole up. Line the hole up. Line the hole up. Listen. Do as you're told. All right, we're getting there. Don't worry, I got it. I don't got it. I don't got it. I don't know what I'm doing. Help. There we go. Told you it wasn't that big a deal. Alright, put that right there. That one's in there. That one's in there. Alright. And then put that one in the bottom. Hopefully it goes in the bottom. Here we go. Now, like I said before, I use the Torx, which these are 30T for these. It's just easier to reach in there and do it that way, I think. Alright, this one's always a little... Okay, there's that. Now, I'm sure there's a torque spec for these, but I'm just going to go nice and easy. Just not too tight. Don't need to break anything now. This is usually when all the work I've done with these. That's all I've done. It's there. Bang! Oh. All right, that's on. Let me think. Don't mind me, I'm just staring at it thinking, can you smell it? I should start rolling smoke. All right, let's put the shroud. Nope, nope, nope. Coils. Coils are next. Okay, let's get the coils. Now, if anybody watched my custom 600 video I got from my neighbor, does anybody remember what you set your coils to? Remember what I set the coils to? If you do, pause the video right here and tell me what you set those to. Throw it down in the comments. I'll wait. Okay, long enough. So anyways, I'm going to set them to this number right here, in which I will not disclose yet because people should be telling me what they're going to set them to. Right? Huh? Get in the hole. Alright. You know, it would make a lot of sense to have the proper tool to put those in when you're done. I got it. So anyways, let's get back to that. Just get those started. Let's get it started. Okay. Those are in there. Nice and gentle. Don't need to go quite yet. But that should be right where I want them. Right? Right. Alright, so anybody remember what the number was? Stuck. That's what it is. They're stuck. Okay. That one's off a little bit. But we will rotate this way and get it out of there. Okay, perfect. So this side should be set to 10 thousandths. Yep, that's the number, 10 thousandths. Okay, this one should move slowly. Yep. Get there. Don't break it. Now, that was dumb. Okay, go back. That moved a little bit. Alright, so just a little bit. Okay. Alright, that should be good. Shouldn't be touching. 10 thousandths on one side, 10 thousandths on the other side. Right? Right. 10 thousandths. That side's a little tight. We're going to loosen her up, move her back just a little bit. Okay. Move closer. Problem is these coils are not, the radius is not the same as the flywheel because Briggs & Stratton uses their same coils for everything. So, alright, so that should be, yep, here we go. And, yep, beautiful. Okay, let's get the other one on. And then I have to plug in, let's see, that's for the stator. This is for your fuel shutoff. So I'm going to get all that figured out. I'm going to put the shroud on it. And then, let me think. Then it should be exhaust. Oh, nope, I got one more thing to do. Down here I got to put the throttle linkage setup on, then exhaust. Okay, let's get to her. Well, ladies and gents, it is time to put some oil in this old gal. And from what I could read, it calls for 2 quarts or 64 ounces. So I bought this fancy schmancy measuring funnel, and we'll just fill it up twice because it goes up to 1 quart each. So So what you do is you fill this up to your desired measurement, and then you just crack that open. And you just crack that open. And you just crack that open. And you just crack that open. There you go. Apparently I needed to make sure that the seal on the bottom was tight. It wasn't. Okay, close you. Perfect. All right, power of editing compels you. Oh, bubbles. Anywho, since I have oil everywhere. All right, so let's just say you guys zoomed ahead to this part right here. Nope, I'm gonna put you over here. So anyways, first thing I'm gonna do is put the dipstick back in. Before I put spark plugs back in it, I'm gonna roll it over a little bit just to build some oil pressure, because I want to make sure everything's correct before I fire it off and let it just run itself into pieces. I don't really feel like doing that. There's supposed to be a screw that goes in there. Isn't there? Yeah, right there. Yeah, you just go right in there. Don't want to forget your screws now. You don't want extra parts when you're done. Sometimes it's nice for the next project, but it's not good for the one you're working on. Where did you put it? Over here. Nope, that ain't it. Where'd you let me put it? Now, should be right. That's it, right there. It was right there. Listen. All right. Okay. That's the last bolt. Doggone it. Dag nabber. Put that there. Put that there. And here we go. So anyways, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'll tighten down the old battery cables, and I got my 7/16 hiding somewhere, probably right there. Tighten them down, and I'm going to roll it for a little bit just to know that I have pressure. I don't even have the fuel line hooked up right now, so. And you know, before you do all that, you want to make sure you have the battery hooked up correctly. I'm glad I took a look, because I forgot this battery was backwards. So we're going to take this back apart. And I got to steal my other battery for the engine stand. All right, like I said, here we go. Let's spin this over a little bit, just get some oil pressure building up, and then we'll fire it up. All right, yeah. Okay, I heard that slowly start spinning faster, so I'm assuming we're up in pressure. Let's hook the fuel line back up. I'm gonna do it on this side where you guys can't see, because you're not allowed. All right, owie. Okay, put you in there. I probably should make sure there's fuel in this thing. I'll do that later. Figure it out after, 20 minutes of, why won't this start? Oh, duh. No, I'm pretty sure there was a little bit of fuel that was leaking out when I was pulling the fuel line off, so I'll take that as a close enough. Go back in your home. All right. Let's do it again and make sure we have fuel pumpage. Oh. For days. Beautiful. All right, let me grab my spark plug wrench and socket. And then we will, one at a time, hopefully, The nice thing about having see-through fuel filters, you see how fast she just fills up. That sucker was right now. Means I got a good pump on it. All right. You go in there. All right. Jeez, this sucker's long-winded. Okay, there we go. Snug. And snug and plug. And this one right here. So help me, if I do all this and I don't have spark, I might cry. Probably not. Real men don't cry. Right. All right. And like I said, if I get this started, don't be surprised if you hear valve train rattle, because my goodness, I've set so many Briggs and Strattons, and I've had maybe a handful not have to be set again. So whatever. All right, this will probably smoke a little bit, but let's see what we can do. Uh-oh. So I got a dead battery. Let me grab my jump pack real quick here. That battery hasn't been charged in a while. It's been on the engine stand, so I'm not surprised. And I thought about it, you know, maybe I should put that on the charger. Well, as you see, that's how far I got with it. At least it was a thought. All right. So we'll put you there. And I also, this jump pack I got from Harbor Freight too. It's a pretty cool rig. All right, ready to rock. Let's see if that helps. Here we go. All right, let's, I know it's just pumping fuel up, but let's real quick. Let me turn the ignition. Oh, you know what? I'm dumb. I unplugged this and forgot to plug it back in. So let me, this thing's probably like, come on! Yeah, I unplugged my fuel shut off. Okay, it works. So all right, here we go. Attempt number 12. This thing should bark right off now. All right, now. Oh, okay, you shut off. No big deal. Okay, engine start. All right, come on, baby. Woo. We got smokage somewhere. That didn't sound good. Is that starter hot? It's warm, but. Oh yeah, we got smokage. Well, that starter might be toast. I mean, I know it's got a lot more compression than what it had before. That sucks. Yeah, okay, well, no oil leaking anywhere. That's a plus. I'll have to double check, see what's going on. Let me get back with you guys and see what I have going on here. Yep, starter's junk. All I want to do is get it running and mow the yard with it just to see how it works. You know, that makes sense though. That's okay. So I ordered a starter. And, yep. I'll get it on there when I get it running. In the meantime, this old gal is going to end up in the garage. Yep. Starter will be here in about a week. That's a lot of work I can do to this thing. So, yep, here in a few seconds, you'll see me probably putting the starter on. But in reality, I'll have to shoot another video working on my hot rod mower until that happens. But anyways, The fun begins. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh, that's better. Yeah. Finally got her done. Well, it's all done, thank goodness. Yeah. One thing I didn't record was that yellow oil filter I had on that. It was just I bought an eBay tune-up a while ago. That came with it. Do not ever use cheap stuff on those, because I put it on, I ran it for a few seconds and something didn't sound right, so I shut it back down, and I had a hunch. So I drained the oil out of it, and then I pulled the filter off, and the whole inside of the filter was just absolutely loose and falling apart. So I ran up, just bought a brand new Briggs & Stratton one, put it on, just runs like a dream, doesn't make any noise or anything. So note to self and everybody else, don't buy cheap stuff. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. We'll have some more fun with the hot rod next week. That's that video is getting recorded as we speak, kinda. Even though I'm speaking, you recorded another one. Anyways, you guys have a good one. We'll talk to you later.